So just for the sake of audio, could you tell me your name and your role and where you work?
My name's Joyce. I'm the project coordinator at G15 Youth Project in Drumchapel.
And do you think alcoholism amongst young people is high, or are the rates going down?
I would probably think it's similar, just a stalemate with it just now. I think for us here at Drumchapel, it's not got any higher, it's not got any lower. It's just the same levels of young people
And
experimenting with alcohol.
Why do you think some young people turn to alcohol in the first place?
I think it's about peer pressure. I think it's about fitting in. I think it's about boredom. I think it's about nothing to do. And it would just be maybe a natural thing that young people will do, is try alcohol.
Yeah, and maybe specifically the G15 Youth Project, but what do you think's been done in general to help young people fight alcohol addiction?
Out with G15 Youth Project?
Yeah, and within as well, I would say.
We obviously have workshops raising awareness of alcohol and drug use and stuff, and all the negativities that come with that, and how their life can spiral out of control. But locally within the community, I'm not sure there's any services now. We do have addiction services, and at one point it used to be alcohol would be the highest addiction, but I think drug addiction's taken over that. But we've lost quite a lot of big generation in the community to alcohol a good few years back. Young guys between 40 and 50. I think we lost about 25 to 30. It was quite a lot, within a short space of time. So they were probably teenagers at one point in time, but by the time they get into their 40s, before they reached 50, they were all dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite sad, So I think the whole bit with alcohol is that if they don't stand up and say, hello, I'm an alcoholic, my name is so-and-so and I'm an alcoholic, unless they say that, they don't get any support and they don't get any help, so it's quite difficult.
Do you think there's a link between poverty and alcoholism amongst young people?
Yeah, there's that as well. So where they get the money when people are kind of struggling, but if they all chip in, if they all get 50 pence or a pound and they all chip in, if there maybe about 10 of them, they can get a bottle of something, they can buy the cheap ciders and stuff like that, although they're getting more expensive now as well. But they always find a means, and I think when you've got a community that have alcoholics, they'll go in and buy it for them because they might get a can, they might get a can of something or a wee something for going in to get the drink for the young people. So that's always something we're fighting against as well, that they'll maybe stand outside the shop and somebody that's got an addiction will come in and say, well, I'll go in and get you a bottle of Buckfast for you if you buy me a super lager, which maybe gets sent through the next door or whatever. So it's a vicious circle, it's a very, very vicious circle, but poverty definitely plays a big part in that.
What other forms of help do you think should be more readily available for young people that don't want to keep drinking heavily?
I think they need to know when to be drinking to start with as well. So we've got a generation of young people just now, and they're 23, left school 7-8 years ago, and they've not been able to get any jobs. So they've very quickly spiralled into alcoholism as well. So you're constantly trying to kind of link in with them, but you've got to protect other young people in your services as well. And if they're just getting a bit steaming all day, then that's not a very good thing, So I don't know what the services are there for them. We do have a recovery cafe, but I think it's mainly people with drug addiction that go to the cafe.
Mm-hmm. Would you encourage young people that think they're drinking too much and they want to stop to come to the G15?
Absolutely. We'll go in and say to them, look, link in with, come and speak to us, because we have detached youth workers, so they'll go out and speak to them in the streets, or they'll go into the woodlands or wherever they're all having a booze, and we'll speak to them and see what the issues are. The issues are maybe, it's not all dead young people, maybe they've left school. Now you're talking about young people maybe early 20s, and they're just sitting taking alcohol, but they're not just sitting getting bevied, they're smoking weed as well, along with that, and anything else that they've got. Some of them have been diagnosed with depression, So they might have some prescribed drugs that they're all kind of sharing out as well. So there is a wee bit of a vicious circle going on.
So you just mentioned depression. Do you think mental health could be a reason why young people might turn to drink?
Definitely. We've got loads of young people presenting just now with mental health. And that could be a whole load of different things that's escalated that. Forgetting girlfriends, they maybe having a baby, seeing the baby, missing out on that, leaving school, no job. There's a big generation of young people with a no hope attitude, and it's kind of trying to turn that around, saying to them, come and speak to us. We're here for you. They know we're here for this. They'll speak to us. They don't necessarily always come into the project, but they might email the staff through social media, send a private message through social media. Just, can you help me with a forum? Can you do this, do that? And we have referred quite a lot of them to the food bank because they're all sanctioned because they couldn't get up to go and sign on, and they can't prove. It's all the pressures at that end as well. You've got to prove that you've been looking for a job for 25 hours a week and there's no jobs there for you. Quite a lot of them, they have learning issues as well, so they're not ready for work at all. And they maybe need to go to ready for work programs, or they're going to get sanctioned, and they're just sitting there. Maybe had to have a wee drink before they've had to go into that wee program that they go to. So it's all quite, it is a bit doom and gloom, but it could get better for them. But they need to invest in themselves for it to be better for them as well. But all the pressures that's put on society and young people, and it's a contributing factor to them saying, I'm just going to go and get a booze.
So ultimately, what do you think needs to be done by, I don't know, maybe organisations or the government to help young people take the initiative to stop drinking?
I think they need to have something for them to do. It's okay putting them on all these training programs, but at the end of it, they're still coming out and they're unemployed. Because they're still not really work ready or whatever. So that's one of my things that I'll shout about all the time. They can maybe go on a 24-week program, and while in there, none of these workers are looking for a job for them actively to go into employment when they commit it. So they're coming back out to go right back into the same circle of nonsense that they were involved with.
Yeah.
So it's just defeating the purpose of, what is your purpose of having them at a course for 18 to 24 weeks, and then you've still got nothing to offer them at the end of that. So they need to be chapping the doors. There's plenty of organisations in Drumchapel, and these folk could be chapping the doors saying, could you take any of these young people on? Could you do this? Could you do that? So that's something we kind of shout about. We try and get them onto small courses. We've had a few of them went on to first aid in the street because some of them are maybe been sick or took ill while they've been out boozing it up or smoking the weed or whatever they're all up to, and then they can deal with that, so they can deal with emergencies that come up.
Do you think, I'm not sure if this would reflect in statistics or lack of, but do you think that some young people who do drink a lot just maybe think they're a social drinker, or they've not got a problem when they do?
I think they would just think they're pretty cool. They're just sitting there with their peers. They're fitting into a circle of something. They're fitting into some kind of group. And when they're all just sitting there having a booze, So I don't know that they would think they have a drink problem. They come in here and I'll say, hold you. You're at your face every single day. What you be doing about that? That's not a good road to begin down. So I would think they probably don't think they have got a drink problem, because then they would have to have a drink to deal with, because it's just about alcohol. You need to understand alcoholism as well to be understanding if they identify themselves as being alcoholic. So it might take something really, really drastic to happen to them, whether it's very, very bad health and they take ill, whether that's through their liver or whatever, before they maybe do something. You know what I mean? They get themselves some help about it.
Yeah.
But when you're getting them the help and there's nothing else there for them, then they get a spiral of depression, and so they might be asked to drink, but they're on the tablets for depression and they're feeling quite low, and there's nothing good about antidepressants. So as I said, it's just a vicious circle for them. It really, really is. It's quite hard. It's quite hard to break the cycle because you need to break it with something more positive in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't give them some positivity, then they just spiral into something else. So we've got quite a few of the young people that are off drink, but we call them sober drunks because they went onto the weed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they're just still sitting high, or they're still sitting stoned, or, you know, they're not straight. They're still taking something to get them through their day. You know, so we would say, look, you're just replaced the bevy. You've maybe come off of that, but then they've maybe been ill, and that's why they've had to come off the drink. But they've just replaced it with smoking weed, so
Mm-hmm.
they're just sitting there stoned. You know, it's just a different level of intoxication. You know, so it's just quite hard. It's quite sad, actually.
So do you think it's probably, although it's good to get an idea of like alcoholism amongst young people, do you think it's bigger than alcohol? It's more just like mental health and young people not having things to do and stuff like
I
that?
think it's a lot bigger than just alcohol. You know, alcohol's obviously, they can get a bottle of something for a wee bit more cheaper than, or whatever. Alcohol get them out their face as quick as they want to get out their face, you know, so it's just about their personal choice what they want to do, and it'll be about who's all chipping in for what.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's where that's at.